a lot going on. Kind of the same as last week when I saw you. Just kind of been by myself.
And by yourself. What else has been going on? You said it's been feeling like a lot. What else have you been? How is it different than every other week?
I mean, before I got rejected from my nursing program, I would be going out with a friend or two, or having some kind of social interaction, and I've just been completely alone. I'm not even going to my church anymore. It's been several weeks, and that was a huge part of my weekly routine. And yeah, I just feel like I can't relax. I'm so nervous all the time.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I definitely want to talk about that and go a little deeper. I know last time we talked about how you did just kind of, isolate yourself from your friends. You stopped attending church. So tell me about that. I know we kind of talked about you at least reaching out to someone, a close friend maybe, or even just a friend from church, just someone you're able to kind of connect with and kind of talk about, what's been going on, about you not getting into grad school. So tell me about that. Were you able to, reach out to anyone? Were you able to kind of connect?
No, I didn't this week.
That's okay. That's okay.
I did watch my church service online, but yeah, I don't know. I thought several times about reaching out to a couple people, but every time I reached for my phone or typed their name in, I just didn't know what to say. I got too nervous about it, and yeah, I couldn't do it.
No worries. I mean, hey, I think it's the fact that you still watched your church service online. That's way better. That's a huge step than just completely shutting church out and turning your back on God. That's huge compared to where you were last week when you just didn't even want to talk to God. That's a huge thing, and the fact that you even thought about reaching out to your friends, grabbing your phone, but just something stopped you. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Why do we think that there's still that block, that's stopping you from reaching out to your friends or sending that message or making that call?
I mean, I guess I'm afraid that, well, first of all, me even bringing it up to anyone makes it real, and I have to face that I didn't get into my program and that I failed kind of, and also I just, whoever I do reach out to, in my head I'm oh, I know that they're gonna be disappointed in me, or whatever they say to me, in the back of their head they're actually thinking wow, that's so embarrassing for her, she is terrible, or whatever, I don't know, something like that. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like you're scared of their opinion, of how they're going to take or how they're going to react to the news. It seems like you've already painted this image or this movie of how the interaction will go. It seems like you're expecting them to, kind of be disappointed in you. Why do you think that you've kind of already jumped to that conclusion?
I kind of feel like everyone's always disappointed in me. I feel like my whole life, especially with my dad, but also just past friendships, relationships, whatever, but it definitely started with my dad. Everything, anything he was mad about always just felt like my fault, and I felt like everything I did would just disappoint him, and he didn't love me. So now that I actually did do something that's disappointing to me, of course everyone's gonna think that I'm a failure or be disappointed or want to just up and leave me and not talk to me anymore, because I'm I kind of feel that way about myself. So why are other people gonna want to stick around?
Okay. Well, I kind of want to go back a little bit. You said now that I actually did something wrong. That word actually kind of makes me think, like, how have you kind of moved forward from the past with your dad? Because, I mean, if you say now that he actually did something wrong, tell me about that. How do you kind of take your past situations, or, when your dad would leave and stuff like that? Like, how have you moved forward from that, if you have? Or how do you think that's kind of, playing or spilling into your relationships now?
So, I mean, I haven't talked to my dad in a while, but growing up, it did not matter what it was. Like, most of the time, it was just my own personal choices of, like, whether I wanted to be in soccer or, like, something else. I don't know. But, like, if it wasn't what he had planned out in his head, like, I was just this disappointment, and I was, like, he was just pissed at me. And, like, as a child, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm disappointing my parent. But growing up and, like, especially going through undergrad and kind of being completely on my own, I've looked back and realized, like, no, that was just me making choices. That was just me expressing myself. But now it's like, well, this is my future. This is my future career. This is what I feel like is my calling. And it's not happening. So, yeah, I guess I was able to realize in the past that, like, my dad was kind of invalid, but I don't know if I ever really moved on from the fact that he would just, like, up and leave. Because he would. Like, if he got that pissed, he would just leave for days. And I wouldn't know when he'd come back. I wouldn't know, like, if he would be bringing groceries home or, like, what. I just kind of had to fend for myself. My mom was there, too, but, yeah. So I don't know, I feel like maybe it's kind of triggering something in me.
Definitely. I mean, definitely sounds like it. I feel like that's how you're kind of allowing that to kind of change the narrative and spin how you handle relationships now. I mean, it seems like you were scared and you were worried then about disappointing your father or disappointing your parents so much that it would cause them to leave. And I mean, you tell me, but is that how you're kind of treating your relationships now? Where if you tell them something that's disappointing to you, that they're going to kind of just leave? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. I, like,
100%, yeah.
I need people. Like, I really do like to be around people, but anytime that I'm, like, worried about something, which the past several weeks I feel like I'm just always, like, on edge. And so I just shut them out. And I know I feel so much better when I have people in my life. And, like, yeah, it's just, it's scary.
It's scary. I definitely get that. But I want to talk about how you said I need people. I mean, that's huge. That's acknowledging the fact that you do want people in your life, that you need someone in your life. You don't want to be stuck in this constant state of, like, worrying or feeling overwhelmed. You want someone to be there to kind of, have that, to be able to kind of communicate that and kind of talk that out. So, I mean, I think that is, that's super important. I think that's something that we should really kind of look into. Do you have anyone that you could, like, potentially reach out to? Just someone that, might be able to be there for you. Just kind of talk to someone that you're able to, shoot a message to or something like that.
Yeah, one of the people I was thinking about was my old Bible study leader. So I think we could maybe do that.
I would love to hear about how that goes. I definitely want to challenge you. I know this is a huge step, especially, with everything feeling like a huge task. I don't want this to feel like a huge task. I think it's great that we're going to church, that we're watching church online, but I really want us to take it a step further. So this week, I definitely want to challenge you to at least, try to reach out to that person, to see if they're, willing to, just talk, or even if you're willing to talk, it doesn't have to be something super heavy. It doesn't have to be related to you. But just trying to, I guess, just get yourself back out there to kind of ease that load of feeling like, of a disappointment to yourself, because you're not. So we definitely want to get you to that right state of mind. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about this next week. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, well, thank you for sharing today, and I look forward to hearing from you.